What's up, guys? Theo here, coming to you with a prediction for Robelis Despaigne versus Josh Parisian. So right now, Robelis Despaigne is a minus 345 favorite, and the comeback on Josh Parisian is plus 250 on DraftKings. And guys, I like Robelis Despaigne here. This dude is an absolute physical freak. He is heavyweight, 6'7", bronze medalist, Taekwondo guy. So this is like the dude that, like, you need to kill Francis Ngannou. Who are you going to call up? You'd probably call this guy up. He's from Cuba, so you know that he didn't get there the easy way. Cuban athletes never have. They're just very gritty. They're some of the grittiest athletes on earth in combat sports, especially in boxing. They have a long pedigree of boxers. And with guys like Yoel Romero in the UFC, you kind of see these dudes are physical freaks, man. And this guy's no exception. He is gigantic. And he has insanely fast strikes. And against a guy like Josh Parisian, who is going to be obviously probably a more well-rounded mixed martial artist, I think he's going to do well. I don't think that Josh Parisian is the type of fighter that's really going to be able to derail someone like Robelis here. So a lot of people are talking about Robelis only has 4 MMA fights. Yes, that's true. He doesn't have like the greatest competition or anything. But, you know, you watch his tape, he's knocking dudes out with the first strike that he throws. He's knocking dudes out. I mean, I don't know what his striking accuracy is because there's no stats on it so far. But the guy's striking accuracy must be very high because he's only throwing a few strikes, and if he even connects with one, the guys just seem to go out immediately. So he obviously has insane power, insane speed, insane accuracy with his striking. Yes, it's against low-level opponents, but guys, one thing that I've kind of learned to kind of see with high-level combat sports, and I learned this really in the first fight in the UFC between Pereira and Adesanya, even if somebody is more technically skilled and better at the game that they are playing, like someone like a Josh Parisian who has way more experience in MMA and especially UFC experience than someone like Robelis does, that doesn't really matter, okay? Sometimes somebody is just a physical freak and just has power, and if you get in front of them and they're trying to knock you out, you're going to have a bad time. Alex Pereira is an example of that. He's never been a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. You know, he lost early in his mixed martial arts career. He went up against Adesanya, who was way more seasoned in MMA than he was. And look what happened. I mean, the guy is just a physical monster. He comes in here and he, you know, technique can take you far, but it can only take you so far. Especially a guy like Josh Parisian, he's not exactly like, he's not known to grapple, right? Every time he goes to the ground, he gets in trouble. He's a UFC heavyweight, and he's kind of styled on his MMA striking, his boxing, his kicks. But you see when he gets taken to the ground, like how he got submitted against Martin Buday, who Martin Buday is a jiu-jitsu guy, high-level jiu-jitsu guy who never even uses jiu-jitsu or subs anybody in the UFC, and he managed to sub Josh Parisian in a, like, embarrassing submission too. So we've just seen Josh Parisian be completely outclassed every time he goes to the ground, and he never tries to take his opponents to the ground, so why would he try now? Even if he wanted to, how is he going to get this dude down? This dude was wrestled against the cage in some of his tape, and some of his opponents tried to take him down and they couldn't, and he ended up knocking them out. The guy is 6'7", for God's sake. This is an example of like an athlete that normally, if you had been born in America, you would be in the NBA or you'd be in the NFL. You would not be fighting in MMA because you'd be making multi-millions of dollars in a sport somewhere else that is not that hard on your body. But we have some kind of freak of nature here that slipped through the cracks, and you know, he's competed at the Olympics, Olympic Taekwondo. That's no joke. It's not a direct combat sport, but I mean, you know, you're learning how to kick, you're learning how to punch, and this guy's already shown us that he has the power to put out other grown heavyweights with the first shot he throws. So I think Parisian's going to get knocked out very early here unless he comes in and he treats standing up like it's the plague. He's got to get this guy down. He's got to use some judo or some wrestling or something. He's got to get this guy off the feet, because if this guy, Robelis Despaigne, stands with you and lands on you, you're not going to survive. He's going to knock Josh Parisian out. So I don't trust Josh Parisian to do that even at plus 250. I don't like his odds to take this guy down. And in a stand-up fight, give me the guy who's an Olympic striker and an absolute physical monster from Cuba, of all places. So, yeah, guys, give me Robelis Despaigne. I actually don't think this line is too bad. I think this line is... It's crazy to me that this line is closer than the line on Asu Almabayev and CJ Vergara. That's nuts to me, because this should be a much wider line than that should. That being said, probably won't be putting any units on him or anything, but I do expect him to win there. Give me Robelis Despaigne, guys. Keep it locked in. More picks coming later this week.